Oh, I'm here, but you kicked me out twice, so
I didn't kick
it
you
said
out,
the
so
it's it
I
said
don't know
the
what happened.
it said the host kicked you out twice, and I tried to log in, and then it said I couldn't log in, so I called Duchesne, the office, and probably because I'm under Sweat. That's my married name.
All right. So Ms. Thompson is now Ms. Sweat. She has married, and so she is present, and we're present on this motion to enforce. All right,
Yes.
is it, how do I pronounce your name? Dakich?
Dockage.
Dockich. All right. How do you want to proceed, Ms. Dockich?
I think we can do it pretty expeditiously, Your Honor. We just had a prior, I can just do it by way of proffer if need be, an argument here, but we essentially had a prior order in the case when the parties had their original divorce that Mr. Thompson was to be awarded the blue accordion, ruby ring, and wedding ring from Miss Sweat. She has not returned these items to him. Furthermore, there's a motorcycle belonging to the party's son, and it appears that the motorcycle used to be registered in Miss Sweat's name as well as their son's name, but then her son, by way of proffer, Mr. Thompson would inform the court that Miss Sweat removed their son's name off of this motorcycle that belongs to the son, and now it's just in her name. The actual motorcycle itself is in the possession of Mr. Thompson and the party's minor child because both of the children live with Mr. Thompson. And so essentially he wants to get this whole title situation figured out where essentially the motorcycle could just be in either the child's name or the child in Mr. Thompson's name, just so that there's not this issue with Miss Sweat making claim to the motorcycle when it belongs to the child.
All right, Ms. Sweat. So the first question I want to address involves a ruby ring, a wedding ring, and a blue accordion. Let's just go with the ruby ring. Do you have the ruby ring?
No, I missed the last court appearance because I was working, and then Trevor was awarded sole physical custody of my kids because I was working that day. But I would have made the court hearing. He said that
So I'm
since
asking about the ruby
no,
ring.
no,
All right.
I do not.
All
I do
right.
not.
So was this divorce by stipulation?
I'm not sure. I had an attorney at the time, and when I reached out to my attorney, he said he was no longer my attorney after I paid him almost 10 grand. But
All right.
You're,
So Ms. Dockich, do you know how do you know if it was stipulated that she would return the ruby ring, or was that following a hearing?
that was by stipulation, Your Honor, and we had a guardian ad litem in the case who assisted, so we did end up having a final stipulation in the matter, even though there was some resistance, but the property was agreed to. And so it was stated that the blue accordion, ruby ring, and wedding ring would be exchanged. There were things that Miss Sweat wanted. And then, of course, the children's property was to belong to them. And as far as the children's property, in addition to the motorcycle, there was an Oculus, Elkhorn, gold and silver necklaces. That's all.
So I just want to locate the stipulation. Give me just a moment to look in the docket.
Yep.
Can I
I
say
had
one thing,
I
please?
No,
had
I
my
don't need anybody else to say anything. Just everybody hold on.
So you can see it on the docket, Your Honor. It was in the party's temporary order. And then when they had their decree enter, it said all prior orders not amended by the decree remain in place. So that
And
property order.
where is that property order? What's the docket number?
It was the temporary order that was entered in the case. Let me pull up the docket here, Your Honor, just one moment.
Because there's lots of stuff in the file.
Yes, there was a lot.
yeah, and you guys ordered child support, and now I can't even pay my own rent.
Sorry, just one moment, Your Honor. I will pull it up here for us.
Was it March 8th, 2021?
I think I was just pulling it. Sorry, Your Honor.
And it looks like I signed some order April 1st, 2021, a temporary orders. Let me take a look.
Yes. Apologize for not having it up beforehand. Let's
It
see.
doesn't seem to have any property orders in it.
Yep, that's not the one. Hold on just one moment. Let me pull it up from our file, Your Honor. I can tell you exactly
Yeah.
which
And
one.
once you give me a date, I'll be able to find it.
Okay. Just one moment here.
Oh yeah, there is a personal property order. And I found the order. Let's see.
You've located that one?
Yeah, it's dated by me May 18th, 2021.
Okay, there it is.
Does appear to have been a stipulated order. And it says that the petitioner is awarded the framed arrowheads, 2 deer heads, his baby blue accordion, the ruby ring, the wedding ring, and the wedding ring from the respondent. If respondent is in possession of the foregoing items and can locate them, the respondent shall immediately make these items available to petitioner. Evasion of the remaining marital property is reserved for trial. So it doesn't look, so let me ask, Ms. Sweat, you don't have the ruby ring, do you have the wedding ring?
I have nothing, and my son Rex helped me look through all of my jewelry. We went to my storage that I had. We looked through all of it, and we don't have any of those. I do not have any of those. And my son
How about the accordion?
no, my son actually helped me look for it, Rex.
All right. All right, and it looks like just from the way the order was written back then that it was in question then whether Miss Sweat had those things. And the agreement at that time, and then the agreement which became the order, was if she had them and could locate them, she would return them. But there was no agreement even at the time that she had them. So I can't make an order today that does anything different than that stipulation at the time. I didn't make any findings at the time that she had them. And the order was if she had them, she should deliver them, but she didn't admit she had them then and doesn't admit today that
I,
indicates that she affirmatively looked for them and can't find them.
and
All
I've
right,
given him everything else. I have given him everything else.
perfect. Now, how about the issue on the motorcycle? Is there any problem signing title of that, giving
No,
title of that motorcycle over?
no, absolutely not. And he was stating that I signed it over to my son Albert, and I did not. It's in my name, and
Your
he
Honor,
can
can I
have it.
speak? I've sit quietly through this whole divorce.
That's
She
because
said
you
very
have
much.
you have an attorney speaking for you, and that's why I
Correct,
haven't addressed
but
you.
there is more things than what my attorney's asking for at the moment. There's 2 big screen
Okay, so
TVs
you'll
over
have to
my son's.
Yeah, you have to bring those in action. They're not before me today.
Okay, well,
Okay.
then we'll just forget about them and she can have
Well,
them.
Your Honor, we had that, and actually, we did have it in our motion about the children's property. So that would be the Oculus, the Elkhorn, the gold and silver necklaces, and 2 60-inch televisions.
All right, and if that's in your pleadings, then we can go over those too.
Yes, that's in there today.
And those came from a stipulation or an order.
So those were from by stipulation, Your Honor, just that the parties were going to let the children have. That's the difficult thing about this one, Your Honor, because we tried to bring this separately before, and the court advised or directed to do an order to show cause.
So
We don't.
where is the order where they were ordered those items? I just need to read that order.
So that's the issue. We don't have an exact order that says the children get their property, but that was part of the stipulation that the parties were dividing their adult property and the kids would take theirs. But that's where this motorcycle is coming into issue because, I mean, if there's no issue about the title, great. We'll at least get that one resolved. And if we need to do further property issue, further property motions, we can, but it was included with this motion today, but we
Okay,
don't have a prior order.
So I will enforce, so I will enforce an order. That's what the motion to enforce is it's
Right.
me enforcing a written order. And that's why I went back and read that order on the ruby ring and so forth, is to see if there was something that I could enforce. And if you have an order that gives the children's property to the children, or gives your client particular property, and I can read that paragraph of the order, I will enforce any portion of this that you can show me. And that's the only reason I'm asking, is if you can point me to the order, I will enforce it.
Yes, Your Honor. So like I said, we don't have an order that specifies these property items, just that they belong to the children. And so I don't know if that'd be more like a replevin action, but
Do you have an order that says that the children get their property?
I will go back and look through our stipulation. That was part of the agreement, but I don't think we have a specific order on it. But like I said, if we can
if you have if you have a written stipulation on it that didn't make it to an order, I could consider that too. But yeah,
Okay.
I just need, if there's something that says the children get their property, I will enforce that. If there's something that says these items must be delivered by Ms. Sweat to Mr. Thompson, I will order that as well.
Okay.
Any order that I have made that I can enforce, I will enforce.
My
Okay, Your
kids
Honor.
have came to my house 5 different times and got every single thing that they wanted. They left
Miss
things.
Sweat, Miss Sweat, you don't even need to say, because we're not on that. The issue is because apparently, so I just need an order. I'll enforce any order that there is. I will enforce. And with regard to that motorcycle, it sounds like Miss Sweat agrees that
Yes.
her son, that the motorcycle is his and that he should have it. Do you happen to have the title, Miss Sweat?
I can't find it, but I can if he wants to do a lost title or whatever, then I'll be more than happy to sign it.
Great.
It is Rex's motorcycle.
Let's do that then. So the parties have agreed that Ms. Sweat has agreed that she will sign any documents necessary to get a new title under the lost title provisions. And so if Mr. Thompson wants to go down to DMV and ask them to create that document, if it needs Ms. Sweat's signature on it, she will sign it.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
And
Thank you.
if it's sufficient, you can ask DMV too if a court order would help on the lost title issue. If it's simply that I need to order that a title be issued in the name of somebody, I can do that, but I don't know that I have jurisdiction. It just depends on what.
I did ask, and they said that if you granted it in court, that they could change it.
So that would be an easy way to handle this too. If
It's
Ms. Dakich wants to go ahead and prepare an order from this hearing where I direct that a lost title or a new title be issued in the name of
Rex,
then I will sign that order, and you could do a discrete order just so that that they can follow it.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Do I have to file something for financial, because you have my child support set at 743, which I didn't even know.
And we object, Your Honor. This isn't before the court today.
No, it's not. So, Ms. Sweat, so there's nothing I can do about that today. But if you, there are statutes on the modification of court orders, and especially in domestic cases, and they provide a statutory framework to file petitions to request changes, and you'd have to follow those statutory requirements.
Okay, I filed something with the court and I was sent to his attorney, so I'm not sure if she got it or not.
I don't know, but yeah, you'll have to follow the rules of civil procedure and the Utah Code with regard to any modification of the decree.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. And as I said before, if you can find an order that I can interpret and enforce, I will gladly do that.
Okay. I'll look through our orders and stipulations and I'll prepare the order for today, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.